Hi, I'm Leilani Cartledge. I am 52. I am an executive officer, which is just a fancier name for someone that manages someone's schedule and all the mayhem that goes along with it. I work a stressful job because the folks that I work for are at a very high level, and so their schedule can change in an instant where the whole day gets blown up and everything has to be moved around. And then there is the daily chaos of visitors in the office, and when I come home I'm wiped out. I don't
Yeah.
have any mental capacity left to do anything but like watch something on Netflix or anything that takes my mind off of work. And because of being exhausted at work, and physically having to go back into the office over the last year, about a year and a half, it has thrown my eating habits into havoc.
Mm.
And I'm doing this program because I want to be held accountable. I want something that's saying you need to do this, you need to do that. Um, the
Yeah.
food diary has been very eye opening because it's not just me thinking about what I'm going to eat, it's me seeing what I'm eating and what I'm lacking nutrition wise, not just about not eating the right thing, but realizing that nutrition wise, I'm not getting enough of the right things. So that has been very eye opening because even though I say I only eat a small portion, if I'm eating small portions of things that I don't need to eat, then
Mm.
I'm not getting what I need to get.
So
I
let's
do,
let's circle back. If you don't mind, back to like where you were before joining, because I'm assuming that I wasn't the first time you made a change. Some people may want to like know like what were you doing before where you were like trying different things that were not so long term successful for you, if you don't mind sharing.
so um, I did do a program that it did work well while I
Hmm.
was working from home. I think the program was only 90 days.
Hmm.
They did some coaching, but not a daily, um, a daily thing. Yeah, they sent recipes. They gave me a recipe book.
Hmm.
I also had to take several different supplements, their vitamins and different things like that, to boost your metabolism and stuff like that. And again, that worked for me when I was home, where I could take my time and prep and plan meals, where I
Hmm.
wasn't as stressed. And then there was another, I even did another program, but that program was more self guided. It was more like, here's the exercises you need to do every day. Um,
Hmm.
so I've tried different things, but this time I,
Yeah.
I was determined to try something that I'm going to stick with and do.
Hmm.
And
What made you
and I
more
like
sure of that?
right, and I like the way that this program is designed because with an app, you have it at your fingertips, at
Hmm.
all times. Can't say, oh, I couldn't access it or I couldn't do this, that, or the third, which in the other programs I didn't have that. Um, Mostly like little encouragement email type of things, which you don't always check your email. Or if you're checking your email, you're not looking for those things
Hmm.
because your email box is flooded. At least mine would, retail offers.
Hmm.
so,
Yeah.
um, so that was the part I liked, and the access to be able to ask questions instead of you always got to wait until your scheduled appointment, because by the time you have your scheduled session, if you
Yeah.
didn't write everything down, you know, it's gone.
Yeah.
It's gone. It's gone
So
from
you
your
like the
body.
support you're getting here. So talk a little bit
Yes.
more about that, right? Because that's actually a good point. Is like the high level of support. So how do you feel like supported, or the even just accountability that you've been getting since you've been working with us?
Because I feel like I have someone to tell me, you need to do better. And sometimes if you are, working at it, like even with your family, they'll make jokes and be like, "Oh, you trying to eat healthy now?" Like, what? Like, isn't that what we all should be doing? Um, and I see that even for people who have lost weight, it's a struggle to keep it off. And I think this promotes that more because of like the videos and other things that give you um, understanding beyond somebody simply saying work out, or you need to burn fat or whatever. Those are very helpful to understand how the body works and how the body is going to respond. Because I'm a procrastinator, so
Honestly,
for me, I need I need that constant nudge, and it's easy for me to get discouraged if I'm not getting seeing quick results, and I
hmm
shouldn't have that microwave attitude. Um, but sometimes it's like this isn't happening fast enough
yeah.
for me.
How do you
Um,
feel like you've been able to work through that with our mindset mastery? Like, how do you feel like you've been able to shift?
well, I kind of feel like I can't hide because every day I'm getting that notification
Hmm
saying here's something you need to do, so I can't hide from it.
hmm
And if I'm going to invest in myself, then I definitely need to do what the program says to do.
hmm So talk about your experience with the program, right? Like the day to day, or even share some of we always talk about non-scale victories or scale victories. So if you don't mind sharing, like what has the day to day been? Is it been like difficult, simple, and then what kind of results have you experienced since making the shift?
Um, the program does keep it very simple to follow. Not a whole lot of catchphrases and fitness guru stuff. It's simple to follow if you just do it and not make excuses.
Hmm
For me, the weight has contributed to, well, in particular, my knee. Having problems with my knee, and
hmm
so that's one of the reasons why. But I also want to lose lose weight because I realized that in pursuing my passion of excuse me, acting, it
Yeah.
makes it hard. Um, and I did have to do some filming over the weekend, and it was hot outside, and I was like, "Oh Lord, help me, Jesus!" I was like, "Ooh," I was like, "This." It wasn't that it was a long scene, but you have to keep your energy up
Mm,
each time the camera rolls, and it took a lot of effort for me to keep my energy up. So I'm like, yeah,
yeah.
you gotta lose because um, especially in doing theater, it's hard work. It's a lot of hard work.
Yeah.
You on your feet for long periods of time, and I'm like, I gotta get this together. This not gonna
hmm
work.
Yeah.
And
So
sometimes we joke, this the body, the beach you're gonna get. That's it. I'm not doing it. This is my
yeah.
beach body, just like this. But I'm like, no, I don't want to be that person. I do want better for me, for my health in the long run.
Yeah. So how's your health or your weight or your like energy even? How's that shifted since like when you first started before joining until now? Like what kind of changes have you noticed?
I feel like well, one of the things that I did start doing, because I knew I needed to, was just go to bed. Stop making excuses, putting the
Mm,
phone down and going to sleep.
better sleep.
So better sleep, more sleep. Also, just being more aware of what I'm putting in my mouth.
Mm,
Just being more aware and making me more conscious. And yeah, there's been a couple times where I felt bad, like you shouldn't have did it, but at least I'm aware. Where before I would just do it and not feel guilty, but now that I'm more aware of what I
mm,
eat, how I eat, then I can, make better choices. And
mm.
I think you mentioned this before. When you go to a restaurant, it's easy to go for, let me get the hot wings and fries. It's easy to go for what's comfortable to eat
Yeah,
versus making a healthier choice. And by making a healthier choice, I felt the difference in my energy level.
yeah.
Uh, I had my two little broke best friends with me, a 9-year-old and an 8-year-old, this weekend. And you got to have energy for them.
Mm-hmm.
My little broke
Keep
best
you
friend,
busy.
yeah, because they wanted, wanted to go to the park, and I was like, oh Lord, these kids got me walking up this hill. But I enjoyed it while I was at the park. While they played, I just kept moving, kept walking
Mm,
around while they were playing. I was like, I'm moving slow, but I'm moving, um, and enjoying the sunshine. So yeah, it makes it. And I was, going up that hill. I was like, oh Lord, yeah, this is another reason to get serious
mm,
about the program. Because luckily they didn't say what's taking you so long.
mm.
They went on
But
about their
you're
business.
getting more active. You're getting more active. Yeah.
Yeah.
Keeping up with them.
Um. So yeah, hanging out with my broke
Right.
besties. Yeah, that kept me active over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Keeping up with them, and
Yeah.
so yeah, that's
Okay.
that's my biggest motivation is, having
No.
stamina. And I sing at church too. And I
Mm,
normally do background, but a couple Sundays ago I had to do lead. It wiped me out. I was like, oh my goodness.
mm.
Oh my goodness. I was, yeah. So yeah, this yeah, Leilani 2.0 has got to manifest.
Yeah. So talk about what tools and like resources that we've provided that's been able to help you get to where you are now and even continue on this journey, like the continuous education you've been getting. So kind of just share like what tools or resources that you've seen has made the most impact on you so far.
Ah, hmm. The food diary definitely has
Mhm.
been um a very good resource, the food diary.
Yeah.
And um well, to me all of the videos are motivational. Not,
Yeah.
I mean, they're educational, but they're motivational as well because they are, teaching me the correct mindset to have.
Hmm. Okay. So like the mindset shift and the more self-awareness, mindful eating that you get from the food diary as well. Okay. So, if you don't mind sharing, like, what would you say to someone who's maybe watching this, maybe how you were like before joining, before seeing maybe some Instagram posts or some ads, and they're like skeptical, hesitant, having that uncertainty about even joining or even like how you booked a call to talk first? Like, what would you say to that version of you, even someone just watching who's on the fence in your position, how you were before joining?
I would tell them to invest in their well being, that this program is very comprehensive in comparison to a lot of other programs, and it does give you more of a personalized approach versus here's all the information for the group and run with it, because a lot of programs they don't do a consultation. They're like, hey, we have this program, sign up, and this is what you get with the package. So
Mm-hmm.
there isn't a consultation to give you a lot of explanation. It's like, oh, here's your login, and it's up to you. to do the rest.
Mm, okay.
So,
So you love a personalized
so
approach.
yes. So I'm
Okay.
sure programs like that, people probably buy into it over and over and then forget that they paid for it and
Yeah.
don't do the program because um there's no constant communication.
Mm, okay. You feel like the constant communication provide here has been helping you like on your journey.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Beautiful. So is there any last thing that you want to just share to someone who is watching this, who is a mother or even a grandmother, or just someone who's like who wants to improve their life, or even just anything that comes to mind, any of your biggest takeaways that you found? Just feel free if anything.
I would tell them that this is an important investment for the long run. Don't be discouraged if they're not getting, you know, instant results, but take it step by step, day by day. Like, I mean, to me, like anything else, you're gonna have a moment where you fall off the wagon a little bit, but
Yeah.
just get back on. I think that's the important part because now, like I said, now that I have more awareness, I make better choices. Just if you do go to the Subway, don't get the regular bread, get the flat bread, so you have less bread.
Mhm.
Or any of their sandwiches, you could turn into a salad, which a lot of people don't realize. So, yeah, I think it's something to if you want to be your best self, not just physically. I think this program is very helpful for that.
Beautiful, beautiful. And last thing before we go, because obviously you may have experienced the same skepticism, hesitancies. So if you don't even mind sharing, just so people understand, like it wasn't like you just said it and say, "Okay, I'm joining." So what were some of your fears or your like uncertainties that you had before joining? And if you don't mind sharing, like how did you kind of overcome them?
Well, I mean, I followed the Body by Chibby page. I probably say over a year.
Okay.
Because like there were certain people I decided to follow, for fitness tips. But then I was like, I never did them.
Honestly, just watching, yeah.
Watching. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
I feel the burn of watching. But
Mhm.
as like I said, a doctor's visit and um getting x-rays and um finding out this wrong, that wrong, and like every doctor I saw, the chiropractor, the podiatrist, my primary care, everybody was like, well, if you lose some weight. I was like, are y'all talking to each other? Is this a conspiracy? But also getting on the scale and realizing this is the heaviest I've ever been. And like, I feel it. And this has got to go. This has got to go. Like, I got to get back to um, a weight that's more comfortable, a weight that I have more stamina to sing, to act, to do my regular job.
Yeah.
Because I work in a huge building, and everywhere you got to go, it's a hike to walk from one office to another. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I want Leilani 2.0.